So here's a very typical problem with the Mercedes shift lock mechanism. On several of these vehicles, the shifter gets stuck in a park and you can't get it into reverse or drive to drive the vehicle. You can see what's involved in removing the mechanism. The center console is lifted up, and then the mechanism that normally sits right in the center there is removed. And at the dealership there is the typical repair is to have that mechanism replaced entirely, and what we like to do is open that mechanism up, and there is a plastic component that typically breaks and becomes dislodged, and we can go in there and modify that part and fix it with a metal component that will not break in the future. So as you can see, this is the console pulled away from the dashboard of the vehicle, and there's the hole for the shift lock mechanism, or the shifter assembly, sorry, and down there is where that shifter assembly would go down and make contact with the transmission so you can shift your gears. So this is with the unit completely removed. And next we're going to show you what the unit itself looks like as we take it apart to see what's wrong with it internally. So this is the assembly itself, and our mechanic is starting to disassemble it so that we can determine what's wrong with it internally. The outer casing. Can you remove that, Bob? Comes right off, and what we're going to do is start disassembling this to get to the component inside that's causing the unit itself to be locked in one position. And there's a good view internally of the component that we're trying to get to. It's a plastic little lever that breaks. This one is cracked in half, and once we get the whole unit disassembled, we'll show you what that piece looks like. So we have the assembly mostly disassembled with the internal linkage component that breaks out of the assembly itself. And the unit on the left is the plastic component that comes with this unit. And as you can see, it's cracked, snapped right in half. And when that happens, that piece just locks up the whole assembly. The unit on the right is a fabricated metal unit that we replace along with some other shims and bolts to upgrade this so that this will never happen again. And this hopefully will be saving the customer from having to replace the entire assembly itself. Go. So here we have the completed unit. It'll shift. We've got it in a neutral position right now, and that's the bottom side that connects down to the transmission. So this thing's ready to go back in the car. We're just getting the shift assembly in place. Once he gets it in there, he'll tighten it up.
Test it first.
Put the console over top of it, and then have to connect the shift linkage underneath of the vehicle so that it's connected back to the transmission.
Is this all secure? Oil bridges. I don't want to need a stuff control. You guys should pocket this. I'll pocket it. I'll pocket it.
Here we have Bobby filling his pockets with some spare change. So here's the finished product. The shift assembly is back in the car. The console, as you can see, is put back in the dashboard where it belongs. Everything's neat and tidy. And the shift assembly, we'll give it a shot now and turn it on. As you can see, everything works as it should. So this repair was a success, and instead of having to replace that whole unit, we were able to fix it and repair it, and in the process we've saved the customer hundreds of dollars. Thanks for watching.